Hello, hello, and welcome. Welcome to this lovely webinar, Aim High and Get into the Skin of a Marketer. So we're waiting for people to come on right now. I'm a bit of a novice with this, and I saw this morning that I had I used to have a PC. I've now got a Mac, so when I put my keynote slides on, it turns my camera off for some unknown reason, so I'm going to have to deal with that. But as I didn't see that before this morning, you're going to have to bear with me in how it is right now. Okay. Thank you so much for coming. I'm really excited for you, and without further ado, let's get straight into it. Okay, so this is for you guys. Okay, so what it means to really get into you, basically, is what I'm talking about here. I'm just checking that things are going well, because as I say, this morning it was really not happening for me. Anyway, so welcome and thank yourself for being here, and thank yourself for being here. Generally, if you feel you're here, then maybe it's for a reason, and you're probably feeling there's more to life than you have more to offer. You're probably already offering more, and it's a nagging feeling that time is running out nevertheless, and you don't really know how to let this potential fly. So my intention here in this webcast is to help you discover a way that you can unleash your power. Okay, my intention is to empower you to do that. So here I am. You just see me. My name is Kat Bayan. Until I discovered what I'm about to share with you, a company that gave me a community, which is the most important thing in my eyes, because they really helped me through the thick and thin of lots of events in my life. They gave me an amazing training and earn as you learn system, so that you can earn straight away. And all this cutting edge techno stuff is done for you, so you don't have to worry about that. Until then, I was not really living. I know it sounds a bit strange, but that's just the way it was, And as you can tell, I'm an extraordinary person. I've never fitted in. I was always standing out and constantly thinking outside the box. So I was just going to have this open in case, people start asking me questions, in fact. So I've never fitted in. I was always outside the box, and things were never really, going my way. I'll just put that there. I was always a bit weird and never really had a place I can, have a nice place to be. So remember, my intention is for you to unleash your powers, and well, I want to be quite honest with you here. Up till now, you haven't found a way of doing this on your own. So you're here with me for a reason, okay? And you must be okay with the fact that I call the shots and I show you how, So you must let yourself be guided to a place where you can see an ensemble, as it were, from the microscopic level to the macroscopic. And in fact, you'll find sometimes that going from microscopic levels throughout the events, as it were, the macroscopic is so much bigger and better. That's the way it happened to do. There is a tide in the affairs of men, which taken at the flood lead on to fortune. Omitted, all the voyage of their life is bound in shallows and in miseries. On such a tide are we now afloat. This is one of my favorites, quotes. Shakespeare, Julius Caesar, and it's a book we studied for, A-level at school. And I really feel that this is where we're at, and it's sort of summarizes everything I've said up till now. So, we're at a point in life where, if we go on with this, if we're brave enough to go on, take the tide, then we'll just go straight onto fortune. But if we don't, if we're back out, we're scared, then we spend all our time back in the, shallows and miseries, as it were. So let's begin, okay? Now let's look at you. You too are an extraordinary person, okay? You have to believe that, admit it, and, deal with that. But you have, up till now, not really been paid your real value. You'd rather be trading time for money. I mean, And as I said before, you're not really, you know, recognized or acknowledged, and you're not asking for the moon or anything. You just want a little pat on the back occasionally, a little, you know, oh, that was a really good job, you know, have a little bonus this month, or whatever it might be, you know, even a smile from a colleague saying, you know, well done. And also sometimes you might have been laughed at, you know, because people don't see the microscopic levels. They generally see the macroscopic things, the big picture. They don't see the little things. So when you come up with the little details, they're like, oh yes, you know, as again, you're thinking outside the box. And in a job, this just isn't on. It's quite, you know, laughed at. So staying fed up for me is not a way of life, really. I hope it's not for you. And you're about, you know all about the excuse about staying in the rat race. You're running along on this, on the treadmill, as it were, and you know, you don't even know how to get out. You can't even imagine that there's a way out. Although now with the internet, you know, you may be seeing and a bit, you know, more of the different solutions that are offered to you. So, you know, you've thought about this, you don't know how to do it. You have this sort of dream life that you don't even let out of this box in your head. But, you know, as I said, others are doing it. But how? You know, that's the big question. So, yes, you could go digital. You really could. And that would be a really great way for you to start. And for me, marketing is the only way to get your message out there. I mean, you might have this brilliant product. You have to go digital unless it's a, you know, you need a factory to make it. A lot of digital products are out there now that are brilliant. And marketing is the only way to get your message out there, okay? So let's begin. You have to remember to stay humble and be coachable, okay? That's really, really very, very, very important. Sometimes it's best to listen. So right now, all you can do is sit back, grab a cuppa, and I'll pour myself some tea out. I made a herbal tea earlier on, so I'm going to pour myself some herbal tea, have a little drink. And I'd like you to just be present and not worry about anything else, not think about anything else, just absorb the pictures, the images, if you will. Oh, that's quite hot. And, you know, there's always recording. You can go back and make your own notes. So I want also to say this straight out the gate. This is a no-no. You're not running for money. You're not going to focalize on the money. The money is just a byproduct, okay? You have to give value first. And I will stress this because there are a lot of you out there who are just not being very professional, who are going out for the next gimmick, widget, whatever it might be, you know, push button, I'll be a millionaire type thing. And it's just, it's not going to be happening for you. And let's face it, you're constantly doing that. You're feeling like a thief. And please, there's not much money in that bag anyway, is there really? So best avoid all this. Stay professional, work hard, and earn your way. So there are two things to consider now. Where you're going to go to allow this release, this empowerment to happen, and how you're going to start. Okay, so you've got to stay calm and have an open mind to everything I'm going to show you. As I said, we're going from the microscopic to the macroscopic, from the small to the large. So allow yourself to be guided, you know, no problems, everything's fine, and you'll make your own decision at the end when you have all the information. Marketing, yes, really, I really do think marketing is a skill set you need to learn, especially on the internet. You've got to stay authentic. There's no use trying to be someone else because, you know, we've seen that in the job, in the job market, nothing's happening. And because you're here, you're probably thinking outside the box anyway. And, you know, it's not doing you much justice, is it? So please don't think that you have to, you know, be someone you're not. You just remain you. Because anyway, imposters, as they say, they stand out a mile. And we know you're copying someone else. And it's just, you know, just don't do it. Be professional, like I said before, you know. Just be professional. Each to his own. Everyone has their own style. We can have one product marketed 1,000 different ways for, you know, zillions of people out there. So each to his own. Don't be imposter, and doesn't really matter what anybody else is doing. Just concentrate on yourself. I can assure you that's enough. Mentorship is not a possibility. Mentorship is the only possibility you have to gain all this knowledge. If someone else has done it, just, you know, hope that they can mentor you, because they've struggled, they've done the work, and you can just, you know, gain 5 years, you know, a step in 5 years, as opposed to struggling it out yourself for 5 years. Be careful of how you market. I've said before, you know, don't sort of do any of this push button technology. I love these pictures because he's, you know, literally guiding. She's sitting on his lap, you know, or her lap, whatever, and being guided. So this is, I find, the way, well, how I did it anyway. And then I took over the driving seat and I was guided, and then I can now fly off on my own. So baby steps, baby steps. Every little step is a step in the right direction. Okay. I'd like to, you know, say also, don't hesitate. If you've got any questions, please pop them in the chat box. You know, I'm open to answer any questions you may have. But let's see if we can stay till the end, okay? So you've got to stay focused, okay? It's you're going to be pulled in many directions, but staying focused is really vitally important. You've got to work, and you've got to work hard. So this might mean that because you already have a job, you know, you might come home and, you know, get straight into your new online business, as it were. This is something I don't recommend. I recommend that, you know, you keep your time as it were before, like, so that if you got home and you had dinner with the kids, or, you know, you read them the bedtime story, or you took the bath, or whatever it is you were doing before in your family life, you stay with that, and you just eat on your sleeping time, as it were, because there is a lot of hard work involved. We're gonna, you know, we're setting up a business, we're unleashing your powers, and they are enormous, your powers. So you got to learn how to handle all this, and it's best that you keep your family around you for love and support. So you're going to work hard and enjoy it. So get used to not sleeping much for the time being. Don't reinvent the wheel. You know, things have already been done. It's a bit like the mentorship. You know, try and follow somebody's guide steps. See what suits you best and put your persona on it. So, you know, if you find that the right hand person is likes, you know, you like their marketing style, put your own style to it. Okay, so there you're being authentic. You're not reinventing the wheel. Things have already been done, and you're, you know, you're doing a learning curve, really. And don't reinvent the wheel. It's been done. It's good for you. You've got to aim high, because when you aim high, you take bolder actions. Okay, if you know, as the saying goes, I believe it's aim for the stars and you'll get the moon, or something like that. But aim as high as you can, because that just means that your actions will be so much bolder, and you'll, you know, you'll reap the rewards maybe a little sooner than if you go little bit by little bit. Precision is so relevant. I mean, if you are trying to take your audience through the eye of this rifle, you know, I forget what it's called, the eyepiece of this rifle, so that they can see exactly what you can see, then take them there. Don't say, oh, look, I got a great shot. You know, they don't know what you're talking about. So again, we're going from microscopic to the macroscopic. Here we just got poof, you know, macroscopic level. What's going on? What's happening? Are we supposed to, you know, is this our target? Is what she's looking at the target? You know, we're not really sure. So you don't want to confuse anybody, and it's best to explain in layman terms as best as you can. Everything from, you know, A to B to C to D to, oh, you didn't understand, we'll go back to B to C to D. You know, it's best to take people through rather than say, oh, look, this is brilliant, let's just have a, you know, people won't understand. If you're going to be authentic and everything, when you offer a present, people won't be suspicious that you've put a bow on it, for example. But if you suddenly get in all this position, oh yes, you know, blah, 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 and you're not feeling very easy about giving this present or this gift or this, you know, it might be a free ebook, a free course or something that you've worked hard to prepare, and you're marketing it not quite well, people get suspicious, and no matter what's inside that box, we're just going to click away because we're not interested. You know, it's suspicious. It's the same as here. It's like, what is going on here? What is this slide doing? So you've got to be congruent. You've got to talk the same message. Okay, you can't be talking about, you know, one thing and suddenly talk about something else. So you've got to, your message has got to be the same. It's got to be congruent and consistent. Okay. You've got to get skilled at this. So in the beginning, no panic. It's a skill set you have to learn, okay? It comes with trial and error like everything else. So these are sort of easy type marketings to begin with, okay? So there's Facebook marketing where everyone is an angel, n'est-ce pas? And then there's Instagram marketing. I love this because there, you know, there's various ways you can do Instagram marketing. Well, any marketing, but you know, there's a bit more. And sometimes with Instagram, at the moment, it's Pokemon Go, which is very, you know, big worldwide. And so, you know, you can incorporate that into your own marketing, which is brilliant. And everyone's okay with that as long as you're not standing there saying, "Oh, look, I invented Pokemon Go." You know, you can incorporate other people's ideas again into your own marketing as long as you remain authentic, and that, you know, your message is clear. People will understand why Pikachu is sitting, you know, there in her hand. I mean, it's just it'll be obvious in your message what it should be. Then of course there's Snapchat marketing, which is brilliant because, you know, it enables your audience to follow you during the day. Well, I'm getting into detail, sorry, but anyway, that's another very simple, easy to use technique that you can get from your smartphone, and you know, the platform is quite nice to market to. And then you take massive action. So when you're in action, you feel like, you know, you feel like you're all over the place, everything's happening, it's all go, and you're, you know, and the whole world is with you and everyone's in action, and this is how you feel, you know, even if you're just this one person there in action, you just feel like everyone's happening. It's all, everyone's answering your mails, reading your blog articles, clicking on your, you know, your ads, and it's quite a lovely feeling. So action is amazing, and the more action you take, the more results you will get. So sometimes though, the outcome is not quite as you'd expected. Okay, I remember once I thought this ad was absolutely brilliant, absolutely, I just thought it was the bee's knees, and it got not one click, and I was like, oh, you know, back to the drawing board, let's see why, etc., etc. So don't get disheartened. Okay, if this happens to you, just don't get disheartened. Things will happen. You learn from your mistakes, and at least it means you are taking action. Okay, so you've got to remember this, and you've got to hustle a little more. You know, you've got to take more action, be more productive. Don't get disheartened. Stop. Don't stop. That's the thing I think I'm trying to say here. And once you've mastered one tool, okay, then you can master another tool. It's no good saying, I'm going to do Facebook, Instagram, and Snapchat all at once. You know, each platform has their own way of marketing, their own guidelines, compliance, etc. So you've got to master one tool before you can go on to another. But you'll learn all about that when you do marketing. And you've got to have fun and take time out. It's very important for your creativity to go and, you know, play with the mates, have a night out, and relax, just chill out. It's, you know, sometimes it's the best creative moments come when you're just having fun. I always have like a pen with me or something, and a pen and pad, in case I have a really brilliant idea when I'm out walking the dog. Or now generally with the phone, you know, you can just either make yourself a voice message, you can type it, you can do, you know, a quick video on your idea. I mean, there's zillions of ways you can, you know, get your creative ideas to stay with you. So, you know, you've got to have time out and have fun. Now, to be a smart marketer, a rock star marketer, you have to follow up with your prospects. So you've got to know what they're seeing, how they're thinking, you know, keep in touch with them. Write mails, ask them questions, do polls. It's very important, because if they're, oh, sorry about that. If they're not, you know, excited, then your message is not getting across. Then it's not really what you want to be doing, is it? So marketing, this is, we're now going to see what it's like for the marketer. Sorry, I'm having a sip. From the marketer's point of view, okay? This is from the inside out. So you've got to aim high at your target audience, okay? This means, what I mean here is, a lot of market research has to be done on your target audience. And the more time you spend here, the more time you research, the more you know the kind of words they use, the colors they prefer. You'll see this because they're always going to the sort of same websites. You know, you get the feel of the other person's websites. You'll see, you know, maybe they just like dogs and another target audience will prefer cats, or, you know, that way you can, when you know, you can talk to these particular people and you'll get a higher return on your investment because you took the time in the beginning. And if there's a saying of Abraham Lincoln, the American president, who said, if I had 6 hours to chop a tree, you know, give me an axe and I'll spend 4 hours making it sharper, sharpening the axe. So, you know, that many a true word said from a great man. So, you know, not to be taken lightly. So spend a lot of time doing market research. It's fun anyway. I love this. Track everything. If you learn how to do this from word go, you won't sort of go, oh, I'm sorry about that. I don't know. You know, if you have like a great advert that's bringing, if you've got 3 adverts out there at the time, and one of them is bringing you lots of leads and lots of prospects or people asking you lots of questions, and you're like, oh, which one is it? And you don't know, then you've got to keep all 3, or you've got to stop 2, keep 1, you know, and rotate. It's a bit of a difficult thing to be doing. Whereas if you track everything from word go and get used to this is just a habit to get into. So, you know, an ad will have, and your tracking system is, you know, you do this as you wish. There's no set rules, but this is something I highly, highly recommend, because then if something is working, you can drop everything else that's not bringing in so much leads or customers or questions, and just keep this one advert going. Okay, so that's very, very important in my eyes. You know, none of this, oh, sorry, I don't know, happening for me. When you're setting up your ad campaigns, it does feel like you're trying to get through all this. And every sort of platform has their compliance, have their guidelines. One word might be okay in one platform, not in another. Rules are changing all the time. So it's your job to stay, you know, on top of all this, your job to know all about this. And sometimes, obviously, when you have an ad budget, then you get more information faster because you can have more data to analyze. Okay, so it is obviously better to have an advertising budget. Let's not, you know, it doesn't mean you can't make it if you don't have an advertising budget, but it means that, you know, it's an equation and it takes time and money. So if you don't have money, then it'll take more time, you know, because you just need a lot of data to analyze to get to know your target market. So even if you've done the research, etc., the more results you have coming in, the more data you have to analyze. That's just the way. Then you've got to learn to tweak your ads. So here in this image, she's throwing a gun away. So maybe, you know, when you're tweaking your ads, you're just going to get rid of one particular thing on your ads. You're not going to sort of get rid of all your weapons and just have feathers in your hand, for example. That's too many changes. So you'll just get rid of one thing. So maybe you'll change a word. Maybe next time you'll tweak the colors. You know, you get used to tweaking your ads, because sometimes, you know, you thought your target audience liked blue and in fact they prefer black. But, you know, there you go. Now you know. It's a little tweak you can make. And it's very important to learn how to do that also. Sometimes you get busted, okay? Sometimes your accounts get shut down, and that's no big deal. It does happen. It happens to the best of us. And, well, you just got to learn to get resourceful as far as that's concerned, because you can't, you know, your business can't stop because your account's been shut down. Be it Facebook, Google, you know, Bing, whatever. You've got to be more resourceful, okay? And you've got to get up. So now she's got armor on, you see. So she's got up in a different way, looking at things differently. But you have to get up and start, you know, putting your business out there again. It does take patience and perseverance. That's for sure. You've got to learn these two. These two traits are of utmost importance. You're building a business. You're not, you know, it's none of this widget get rich quick. So it's going to take time. You're going to have to learn skills, but not to worry. No matter the odds, no matter how, you know, how you're fearing all this, come back fighting. You've got to come back fighting, because a lot of people just stay down. And the more times you come back fighting, well, the more chances you have of succeeding. Tout simplement. When you're getting resourceful, do you remember what it was like as a kid when you used to sort of, you know, mum and dad had gone out and you were left there and you were trying all mum's clothes on or playing with the makeup? Well, sorry, as a girl, that's what I used to do. Maybe as a boy, you would, you know, what did my brother do? He would smoke all the little miggle in the ashtrays, the butts in the ashtray and stuff, you know, so to each his own. But we would have great fun. I'd you know, be in mum's high heels and what have you, and he'd be standing there with his arm around me, you know, whatever. It was fun. So when you're getting resourceful, remember what it was like in those times and just enjoy it. Don't think, oh God, you know, my account's been shut down. Right, what am I going to do now? No, have fun. Try and enjoy what you're doing, you know. It's your new life. This is why you're doing this. This is why we're getting you empowered in the first place. So sometimes you'll even have to go back to square one. And I think this is very good to do occasionally. You know, you're having fun and everything, but you might have pushed it a little too far, gone too, you know, way down that track, and oof, backtrack to square one. Where should I stop? I don't know. So we'll go back to square one, start with the basics, and, you know, go from there. Obviously, you know, you'll go faster through the steps, but it's good also sometimes to go back to square one, just because, as my son would say. Okay, so sometimes, yeah, you get kicked down. Doesn't matter. Get up. Be a bit more patient. Learn new rules. Learn new skills. And if you get frustrated, go out and have a, you know, drink up with your friends. I mean, go out on the town. Do whatever it takes. It doesn't really matter. You've got to learn to have these breaks, you know, because as I said before, in these times, you might have the best idea ever, but if you're struggling and you're continuing and you're plugging in and you're plugging in, you're not taking time out, doesn't happen. Take it from me. This is, you know, sort of stuff I would do in the beginning, and I can't go out, I've got to get this done, or I'm just going to finish this. And no, now I just say, no, okay, stop. I'm going, you know, out 5 minutes with a doggy, and I come back and I'm refreshed and I've got a whole bunch of new ideas to just quickly get down. So don't, you know, one thing that's really helped me to do this though is meditating. Meditating is an amazing, amazing tool that I really recommend, and a lot of top CEO, top company owners do meditate. You can meditate in groups. It has a compounding effect, so it's even stronger, as it were. And you do need a master. I will say that a master is of the utmost importance to make sure you're not doing harm to yourself, and you know, certain things you've got to learn how to do. So master is a must. Okay. And meditating highlights your awareness and your creativity, and it's 15 minutes a day. You get up, you splash a bit of water on your face, and you know, plug yourself in and meditate 15 minutes. So you must never judge your meditation either. It is what it is, but you get better. Like anything, it's a skill set you're learning, but to have that quiet mind just is just so lovely. You know, I had a little meditation before I did this, so that, you know, so I was sure to give you the purest, bestest form I possibly could of me. And it also helps you to see the beauty in everything. I mean, life is just amazing. And even if you are, for right now, stuck in the 9 to 5, even if you are spending an hour commuting, even if, just enjoy it. This is for a reason, and see the beauty in it. Alone, yeah, of course you're going to be alone. You're in front of your computer trying to, you know, set up this business that, you know, I'm speaking only for myself. It took quite a while for me to get over all these hurdles, these mindset stuff that I had to, you know, push on through. But you will feel alone. You will feel overwhelmed. Have a laugh. Enjoy it. Have a ball. Okay? Events. Events are, to me, another thing that you've got to be doing, because you're going to meet like-minded people that you talk to on the internet anyway. And so when you see them and when you meet them, well, you know these people. So you connect at a totally different level. Okay? And during events, some of you will get creative, so you'll get the laptop out immediately. Others will just have a, you know, grabbing the energy and have a snooze, whatever. It's really, really a time of love and share. Take lots of selfies at the events, because you need to bring them out in those lonely times. You know, it'll bring it all back, and it'll just, you know, automatically you'll plug back into that same vibrational energy that you were at that particular time. Selfies are amazing at events. I used to say, I can't be bothered, or, you know, I'll only take 1 or 2. And every time I came home, I really regretted not having taken zillions of photos. So I take lots of them. Also, naysayers. So naysayers are out there, guys. You've got to be aware of this, because who are you? You're building a business. I mean, on the internet, come on, get real, you know. You'll meet them everywhere, from, you know, people you meet and you talk to, and you say, oh yes, I'm setting up a business, and you'll tell them all these lovely, wonderful things that you're doing, and they'll just look at you as if you're, you know, whatever. Your family and loved ones might also have this effect, because they're just, well, you haven't got a real job, have you? I mean, what are you doing? How long is this going to take? You know, when are you going to get some money? And all this, you know, or you're going to an event again? What for? You know, all these. So this is another sort of mindset. You just got to know that you are unleashing your powers, and nothing will stand in that way, because once you've unleashed your powers, you can help these people, and you will be an example to the naysayers, and they may, you know, they will see you differently, and we can't please everyone, and not everyone is great enough to allow their powers out. So leave them be, the naysayers, but know they are there, that's for sure. You've got to stand tall, keep in your belief, remain humble at all times, and never judge, okay? Everyone does what they have to do. Don't be like the naysayers, and don't judge. And if you really find that you can't stop yourself judging, just hold yourself in check and say, well, okay, I had this reaction. Just make sure that I never do that, so I don't provoke that reaction in someone else. So, you know, that's also something I'm apparently very judgmental. I don't think I am, but I always, you know, so this hurdle I had to sort of keep everything in check, you know, and now I send blessings and balls of light to everyone. So I don't judge them. I just send them off with lots of love and joy, which is much more fun. Cold and lonely, for sure, for sure. I mean, let's face it, it's dead of night. You're struggling with this. Oh, this website's not working. So you plug into the community, and there's a helping hand to lift you up. It's absolutely amazing. And I remember at the beginning, we had a little bit of HTML to do in the websites at the time, when I started. And I do so recall, and I was struggling, and it was 3 a.m. or something, and I just plugged into the community site, and I set a question out, you know, and I was talking to this Australian person who answered me, and she helped me out really a lot, and she just gave me a little bit of code. It's nothing, I mean, but it saved my world, you know. And so you don't have to, you know, and that was it. She was gone. She was doing her thing, you know, and I could get on with mine. But because I had the community, I was able to have that helping hand. And so, you know, I went to bed having done this, whereas I could have just struggled online, looked it up, you know, nightmare. So, yes, community does really have a helping hand. You're in overwhelm, not to worry, we'll get there, you know. Again, think of the community, okay? Never forget the community has a helping hand. Plug into the system. When you plug into the system, you feel like everyone's in the room with you, and you're not on your own anymore, you know. They're all here, you know. Everyone you saw at the events, you've got photos of and everything, they're all here with you. It's like, yay! So much fun. There's the tech team, obviously they're there, and should you have any sort of technical difficulties, they're here. Obviously, I didn't even think to, you know, ask them on a Sunday, but, you know, my question will be there tomorrow morning, and I know I will get an answer. We even have like a chat system now where within 15 minutes they answer you. I mean, it's just out of this world. The support team, they, you know, they just support you. They take you out of the stickiest situations. They're just amazing. Really, really are. They're the sort of liaison with the tech team, okay? And because you are being of service, you're so happy you did it. You're so proud, and you're fulfilled. There's no other way. When you can help someone, you know, and you've done all this marketing, and your message being put out there, and someone's just turned around and said, "Oh, thanks so much." You're brimming with fulfillment. It's just a feeling that, you know, is brilliant. I love it. So this is marketing. It's not so complicated. This is the inside stuff. I hope you've been getting some, you know, insides, as it were. And there you go. I believe that marketing is vital to unleashing your powers. As I've said, there's a lot of mindset work that I sort of touched on, but that's a whole other issue and a whole other module I'm working on right now. I already have some digital products on that, but I'll talk about that later. I think marketing is vital. It's a skill set you need to learn to unleash your power, to get your message out there anyway. So get addicted to flying high, guys, because there's no going back. There really is no going back. And it's quite the thing. It's quite the thing. This is the new unleashed powers you at work, okay? You're all these people at once, okay? You've done your niche research, your marketing, your stats analysis, your mindset shift, your website designing, your social media, and your blogging, and you're doing all these things. And you're not the same person as when you were just doing your job. Okay, so all this takes time. You can't, you know, you'll get better at one and then have to, you know, perhaps you'll be good at, you know, doing your marketing. So your needs research and your marketing, but then, you know, you then have to analyze your stats. Well, you'll be new at the beginning, but, you know, the more stats you have to analyze, the better you will be. So not to worry, these things will come. They will come, but you're learning, and it's, you know, Rome was not built in a day. Yep. Wow. Isn't that, does that not knock your socks off? I was just amazed. So I'd like to say that already big thank you to Overwatch for all these characters. I've had great fun doing this anyway. And back to my reality again. How did I start and how do I run my business? How did I set up my own digital business? Okay, well, I learned the skill. I invested in myself. That you have to do. A lot of work I've done on myself. I have the community to have my back because I've got theirs. And I have the support and tech team to give me help all the way. I did the hard work. I had the paradigm shifts, which for me was the hardest. And I went to the events and around the globe, you know, it doesn't really, from England to the States. And I'm really hoping to go to the Australian ones very, very soon. I hustled, always hustling, and I never lost sight of my why. Now, I used to say it was my children, and I had a really, you know, deep think about this. And in fact, selfishly, I wanted to be a mother to my children. Okay, so that meant that, you know, I wanted to, in the beginning when they were small, I wanted to know everything about their day. I wanted to be there. I wanted to know their kids' friends' names. You know, I have 4 children, and I couldn't really imagine anyone bringing up my children apart from me. So I've always tried to do everything in my power to be a mother first and foremost. So that's my little parenthèse, if you like. Parenthesis. And how I started, well, I got an invite, a bit like I'm going to invite you now. I get invited to the SFM. Here are a few of their, this is their website and a few of their landing pages. They're really, really brilliant. They have, this is how I do my marketing now. I meditate by moonlight, or I go out walking in the moonlight. I'm generally happy person. I go for walks with the dogs. I drive everywhere. I work in the parks. You know, I mean, I do all sorts of weird and wonderful things. And I hope this has been a bit of an eye-opener for you. Maybe you're already online, and maybe this has given you some insights and some food for thought. It's I always like to think. So thanks for having been with me this time. You can book a Skype call with me should you so wish. I'd like to have questions in a minute. A quick recap of what we've been seeing. You can be authentic. You can become digital. For me, learning the skill to help you along is marketing. Showing you mentorship was the only solution to save years on your learning curves. A bit of the tribulations of marketing there. How a community is a vital aspect of online marketing. The importance of events, and the importance of having done all the groundwork before you set up your own company. Okay, so as an affiliate, you do all this with someone sort of showing you in the beginning, you know, sitting on someone's laps. And then you take the controls and you start testing out your own branding and your own stuff, and then you fly on your own, you make your own products. So while you're thinking about all this, guys, should you click on the link? Now, I've made a little link before, and because this hasn't worked, I'll put it in the chat, okay? No, it's not that one. Okay, sorry. I'll have to get it in a minute. There's a link that's going to be coming out. Oh, here it is. Okay. Bear with me. It's my first webinar, so you'll just have to, and you'll have your own back office anyway. Once you've clicked on this link, you can have a 30-day free trial. You have your own back office, and you can start as an affiliate like I did, and see on their other products. But I'd like, you know, for them to talk about that. And if you want any more information, you can go to my other website also. So thank you for being with me all this time. And are there any questions? Okay, I'm going to stop the screen sharing. There we are. Do we have any questions? Okay. Oh, I best put the chat box live again. I'm just going to grab the code for the... Okay, yeah. Obviously, all this is for as an affiliate. If you want to start marketing on your own, then I highly recommend that you get on the Six Figure Mentors, because as you've seen, they've got everything for you. You know, they're being the person whose lap you're sitting on, as it were, in that particular slideshow, and you know, they are showing you the ropes. They're taking on all the pressure and everything, while you're just you know, driving their vehicle, as it were. You have no overheads, no nothing, and then you get your own business going, and there you'll have your own overheads and your own stuff, but you know, you'll be quite proficient and earning quite a bit of money by that time. So it's best, yeah, to start with the SFM. Are there any questions? No more questions? Okay. Well, I've had really a lot of fun doing this. Thank you so much for being here. And I'm hoping you can get to the question box. If you can't, sorry about that. It's my first one, and I'm so excited. I'm going to do a whole load more. I've had a whole load of ideas coming to me, and I've got to get this thing sussed. But thank you so much for being here, and I'll talk to you later. Should you want to Skype me, I'll send you to this link also. No, Delight. This is my other website, so you've got all the links there, where you can chat my Skype details. Otherwise, it's Cat Payen, CATPAYEN, on Skype. I'm in France right there. Thank you very, very much, and enjoy your Sunday. Bye.